Oh hey viewers! So we're back for round 8 of the 2020 to 2021 Exhibition Season 2 Round 8 Nations Cup here at Fuji Speedway. And as you can see there, we're in a 213 point lobby, and it's a little high for me, I think. I don't know. As you saw, I was door number 16. You can see there I'm number 16. And this is going to be an interesting race. So I mean, standing start Fuji, you always know that means chaos every single time. Doesn't matter what. But and the thing too is that this is a tire saving race and a kind of fuel saving depending on which car you're in. So as you saw, there are a lot of 650Ss, some F-types, some Vipers. Those are the go-to cars because of the tire wear as well as the power. But I chose the 650S. I was in between the F-type and that, but I chose this. And from there, right now you can see my qualifying lap. You can see somehow I qualified in 4th. Don't know how that happened. And managed to keep it at the end. So we're going to be lining up 4th on the grid. And you can see there that we got an F-type, a Viper, and 650S in front of us, and some Vipers behind. So it'll be an interesting start. So there we are in 4th place on the grid. And yeah, I was thinking of the F-type, but I wanted the better tire of the 650S. So off the start, I get a terrible start here, as you'll see, because I get wheel spin. That threw me off. Every practice start I've done, I never got wheel spin when I rev banged the engine, but that time I did, and so you can see I get swarmed from behind. And coming to turn 1, the radar is getting busy, and I get punched from behind, and I hit someone, and my counter steer hits them again, and people hit me again, and someone's off, and people are flying everywhere, and penalties are everywhere. So yeah, par for the course for turn 1 at Fuji. So we have this Ferrari on the outside. We're sticking to the middle. We're going to let them through, but they get pretty bad run through there and slide off. So I give them room on the inside to rejoin, and they decide to just shove me wide anyways. But so I'm like, okay, cool, man. But they go through here slow, so I go try and make the pass again. I'm on the inside, and they just turn into me again. So at this point, I'm just thinking, well, damn, okay, if you want the spot that badly, you can have it. You have 5.5 seconds of penalties. no wonder you got those. But yeah, so you can see 1st through 6th are now steaming away, and I'm still back in the backpack, mid-pack, or whatever. So I let the Ferrari through. You can see on the radar, everyone kind of goes into each other through this chicane. They try going through 4 wide there, but anyways, yeah, so I'm just trying to defend from the Viper behind. It turns out they have a 2-second penalty as well, so I'm safe for now. The Ferrari ahead's got a 5.5-second penalty. The Jag up in 6th actually has a 4-second penalty, so all I need to do is just keep this sector nice and clean, and I'll be in free air. So we want to get around the final corner. We get a good run off of it. Just going to take a little bit of slipstream off the Ferrari while we can. They serve their penalty, we pass them. The Jaguar serves their penalty, and we pass them. And you can see there behind me, it's opening up quite a bit, and ahead of me, it's pretty far away. So lap 1's over. Let's take time to look at that start again. So you can see I got wheel spin, and I instinctively upshifted into 2nd because I was not expecting that at all. And you can see there now I'm being swarmed from everyone behind me. And we go to brake, and the Viper doesn't completely see me doing that and goes into the back of me. I hit a little money, and then I get hit by H2O, and yeah, that was a bit messy. So from the Viper's view, we can see they got a really poor start because they started in 2nd gear, which isn't really advisable because you see how much they bogged down. So we go past them, and you can see there that it's turning to 4 or 5 wide, and I brake early to be cautious, but they weren't, and they go into the back of me. Ferrari comes out of nowhere and slams into them. They get a little aggressive on the throttle and slam into a little money again. Poor guy or girl, or you know what I mean. But anyways, here's this viewpoint from the Ferrari. So they get a good start. I mean, the 458 generally gets good starts, or I think that's a GR3 car, never mind. But they completely botched their braking point, and they just, as well as the Jag, you can see there, so they both go sailing in, but then they stop and get punched by the Jag again because they were stationary. So just all manners of chaos there. And I'm just going to keep it on this view because I'm just curious as to what was going on. Because you can see there, they kind of screw up this corner and they go really wide, but then they decide to just go ahead and throttle up and push me wide. So that's probably just obliviousness. I really don't think it's malice. Because, I mean, and then they turn in here, like, I guess they just didn't see me. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, it is what it is. So, and let's look at poor Lil Money 20, who started in second, got a good start, saw Andre Sav, but then couldn't anticipate me being punted into them, and then tries to recover and couldn't anticipate being punted off again by the Viper, and by the time they get back onto the track, the entire crowd has gone by, so now they've been 16th, and they had a terrible nightmare of start. Now, jumping ahead to the chicane, looking behind, you can see they make it 4 wide through there. That's not a corner you go 4 wide through, like, at all. So that's what caused the giant gap behind me to form. And from High's perspective, you can see they go to try to go around the outside, and then yeah, they just get, you know, shoved and abused and bullied wide. So it's a little unfortunate for them. And a funny thing here, it's unfortunate. So with the Viper that's serving the penalty, you can see there they try to go around the Ferrari in front, but then a Mazda Tedza hits them. So, you know, the Ghost just ended at the wrong time. But anyways, that's the end of the lap 1 chaos recap. So now starting lap 2, you can see I have a pretty good gap behind me, and I have a pretty big gap in front of me, but 2nd through 5th are all together, and critically Andre Sav got a penalty. So we're going to jump ahead now to the beginning of lap 4, and this is where I started catching up to the group ahead, just because the Viper, the one who actually hit us, Rousey, I'm just going to call him Rousey, they're defending and attacking very, very aggressively. And yeah, I'm in 5th now because I passed Andre Sav when they served their penalty. But you can see they're defending pretty aggressively, and that's just let 1st place drive away, and that's let me catch up to them. So I'm fine with this for now. I'm like, go ahead, fight as much as you want. That'll just let me pull up to the rear. As you can see here, now I'm firmly in the back of this group. So now, though, I'm a little concerned because Andre Sav is a pretty fast person, and I don't want to lose. I don't want them to end up on my rear bumper and make this a 5-car battle. But as you can see here, Rousey goes way too late into the chicane and outbrakes themselves. So I passed them thinking it's an easy pass, but they decided to go ahead and give me a little tap there. And they're going for an attacking line, so I go semi-defensive. So now I'm losing time to them. You can see we were on the back of WSR Bad GT, but now they're almost a second ahead. So I go ahead and try to take a normal racing line, and Rousey tries to go for the inside, so I have to give them room. And again, we lost time again. I'm trying to go for the normal racing lines. I'm thinking, oh, they'll attack on the straight, because that's where you would do it, right? But they, again, try to go up the inside, so I have to give them space again. And now we're 1.5 seconds behind WSR Bad GT, so that just shows you how much time you lose fighting. I was pretty annoyed at that, because, I mean, you know, we could have stayed with 2nd or 3rd if, you know, the Viper behind us wasn't trying to attack so aggressively right after going off the track. But anyways, coming to turn 1, they are able to sweep around the outsides. I brake a little too early. Didn't want to outbrake myself, but then they don't give me any room. Like, they're knocking me over, and they're basically shoving me onto the grass here, so I have to lift off and give them room, otherwise I'm going to go onto the grass. So I'm just like, dude, like, come on, like, are you just completely oblivious to your surroundings, or, you know, what's going on here? So I settle into 5th place. I'm just thinking, all right, we can attack again on the front straight next. But the problem is that Andre Sav and now CARM are right behind me, and I go too deep into the corner, so Andre Sav is able to pass me right there. So now I'm down 6 with the CARM right behind me. So things aren't looking very good right now. We've lost too much time because of fighting with the Viper. So now I'm just trying to go into this chicane very nicely, you know, because I'm not going to make it 4 wide like what happened earlier. And we're just falling behind, but CARM has had better run out of there and is looking up our inside here, give them the room, and they're right next to us, so we're on the inside here. So I try to take the normal racing line. I'm able to do that. looking for the cutback though, but I'm on the apex, so they can't do it. But they get a better run out anyways, and now they're on the inside here, and I screw up my braking there, so it's a little bad. So they slip up into 6th, I fall down to 7th, and now we have High right behind us. So things aren't looking that great. Well, actually, I look back now, I see they have a penalty, so that does give us a little breathing room now. So I was door 16, so I wasn't expecting finishing too high, but since I was here, I didn't want to hemorrhage places so badly. As you can see, Andreasov is battling with Rousey, and because I don't want to lose more time, so I don't want to fight with CRM. I want us to catch up to them, so that way we can at least battle for 4th. So you can see there I lifted off and I didn't try to pass them to turn 1, and I guess they understood because they didn't go defensive at all. So good. So we're coming into turn 3 now, and lost a little time, but that's fine. The Viper is defending with all their might, again, rather unnecessarily in my opinion. It's just costing everyone time at this point, especially, well, I mean, I guess this is halfway through the race, but still. Anyways, you can see that CRM is now attacking Rousey, and they're losing time to Andreasov ahead. I'm still keeping good distance between High behind me, you can see there, but I'm just following again. I'm just following behind, waiting for the fireworks to happen. I'm going to try to pounce on any opportunity that comes to me, but just being patient. I'm trying to play the long game here because the race is almost halfway over, so there's still a bit to go, and I have the track position right now, so I'm trying to not do anything too impulsive or stupid, get a penalty, you know, things like that. So you can see just how aggressively the Viper is trying to defend and attack. CRM finally gets by them, and now that puts me back up to behind their bumper again. So I'm just going to try to focus on my exit here and get the best possible speed on the straight line. You can see their High's already caught up to us, so I knew there was a threat. And I get a much better run off the final corner. So I go to pull alongside the Viper, and I'm like, oh great, they're going to have the slipstream. But then I get slipstream, kind of, as they body slam me. I guess they're just completely oblivious to the surroundings. But anyways, now I have the slipstream, and I'm trying to, and now I'm passing them. You can see they're kind of pushing me. So we go into the first corner again, I brake, and I kind of go a little too late on and do like a tap pass, but at this point I didn't care. I was done with this person. I was done with how aggressive they were, and I was like, I mean, hey, aggression breeds aggression, I guess. So now we're up into 5th. We have the Viper behind us, WSR Bad GT ahead of us, made a little mistake, so Andreasov went to 3rd, and now we're by 4th. So things are okay. We got podium, but potential. But anyways, you skip ahead now to the end of lap 11, and you can see there that High has caught back up to us. They got past the Viper, and Andreasov got a penalty, so now that's allowed WSR Bad GT to catch up to them. So we still have 3rd in the works potentially, which I would be satisfied with, honestly. So we're going to take the normal racing line here because High is too far back. I didn't think they were going to go for a mega dive bomb with the Millennia, and they didn't. I braked a little too late there, so that didn't really help me. But luckily, Andreasov and WSR Bad GT are fighting up ahead, so that should allow us to pull up to them. So coming to turn 3 now, we're just going to try to take it normally. And somehow, for some reason, WSR Bad GT gets a 1-second penalty. Now, in all the practices I've done, cutting that corner only gives you half a second, so I thought maybe there was contact involved or something, but turns out no, the game just decided to give them a 1-second penalty this time. So no idea what the inner machinations of this penalty system are, but we're not going to complain because that's good for us. So that's also let us pull into their slipstream, which gives us a little defense from the Jaguar behind. So now I'm just trying to make sure that the Jaguar doesn't pass and that I'm able to stay within WSR Bad GT's slipstream for defense, and also to stay close, that way I can snatch 4th once they serve the penalty at the penalty line ahead. So I'm not minding too much right now because High seems to be patient, and I'm just taking the normal racing lines. I'm just trying to get through here as quick as possible. I know that the Jaguars, because I tested that car so much, was worse on tires, so I just knew that I just needed to nail these corners, and I should be okay, but they got a better handle of the corners than I do. You can see there, they actually pull up right to my rear, and unfortunately now, because WSR Bad GT is going to serve the penalty, I have no slipstream to use as defense against them on straight, since Andreasov is too far ahead. So we're going to stay to the right side of the track. It's the end of the race now. I'm going to defend with all my might now. This is the time to start fighting. And they try to pass on the right. I cut it off at the last second. They go left, but they pinch me on the inside. And I brake too early because I never braked that far on the inside in this car before, and they're able to sweep around the outside. But that's fine. There's still a lap left, so I'm just thinking I just need to try to stay behind them and try to go for a move on the next lap. And luckily, it's also lets me see how far back WSR Bad GT is. You can see we have about a 1.5 second gap, so I know that, yeah, we can fight here. I don't really think third is up for grabs anymore because Andre Sava, as I said, I know they're a quick driver and they've gone far ahead. But you can see there that I'm pulling up pretty quickly on high just through the long sweeping corner just because of the tire wear. But I'm like, yeah, okay, we can fight here because we have some room to Bad GT behind us, so that should give us enough space. So we're just going to bide our time because we've fallen back now. They're definitely faster than us, so yeah, maybe a mistake, but hey, we gotta fight for the position, right? Otherwise, what's the point of racing? So anyways, they go a little wide there. I don't really do much better, but I'm able to pull back up to them. So now this is the third sector, which is pretty critical. And you can see there, I don't get the best of runs through here. Honestly, the reason why I was thinking of using the Jaguar is because I was just a lot more comfortable driving it through this part of the track. Like, it rotated a lot more and a lot better than the McLaren. The McLaren is just rather understeery, in my opinion. It doesn't rotate as well. So anyways, I try to get the best X's I can out here, and I don't really do that. So, well, I kind of do. I'm gaining a little bit on high ahead of us, but not by much. And you can see I'm just staying glued to the slipstream, hoping that somehow I can bridge that half-second gap before the first corner. So you can see we're closing it, we're getting closer. But we're too far back. We're approaching the braking zone, and we have to slow down. And you can see there, they knew too. They didn't go any defensive as necessarily any more than they needed to. So we're just going to tuck back in again and see if we can wait for them, see if we can apply the pressure. Maybe they'll make a mistake, or, you know, maybe we'll be able to get past them. So we still got a lap left. We don't need to panic just yet. And you can see there, they're taking the corners pretty conservatively, not even hitting the curbs. I'm, again, trying to avoid cutting the corner. And you can see right there, the tire wear is definitely kicking in for them because I just pulled right up on their bumper. And I tried to go for the pass here, but I brake a little too early, and they're able to just sweep around the outside. So I didn't want to try to, you know, force my way through. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm being too nice. Maybe I'm not being aggressive enough. It seems there's always a fine line there between the aggression and being an asshole. So anyways, we tuck in behind them again, so we head into the chicane and through the third sector for the final time. So you just have to try to nail this part of the track and try to get a good run on the exit to try to pass them for fourth place. But you can see there, we get through there okay. We're not gaining or losing too much time to them. And through this corner here, you can see that we lose some time, but we gain it on the exit, but they're pulling away in general, and I completely messed this up. I'm aiming for the best exit possible, and I just kind of overdo it completely and go onto the green stuff there. So obviously not going to be able to make up the position now. So not bad though, not a bad result. You can see there, WSR GT, Bad GT actually wasn't able to catch back up to us. The gap now, despite our fighting, is up to 2 seconds. So we go ahead and cross the line in 5th position. So it is 1 position down from where we started, but still satisfied with that result considering we were door number 16 in this lobby. And also you can see there, I somehow managed to get through this race without penalty despite that chaotic beginning and all the bumping and stuff with everyone. So 177 points, I'm not going to complain about that. That's pretty good for me. And yeah, this is the end of the exhibition season, so I only was able to do 2 races in it just because that's when I had time again to pick up the controller, or my wheel, I guess. But yeah, you can see there my fastest lap was 147.221, which is about half a second, if not 3/4 seconds slower than what I could do, so definitely fighting slow us down. But anyways, that's all for this video now, so I will see you all in the next video, whenever that will be. Daily race maybe, exhibition or more FIA, who knows, we'll see. But for that time being, I'll see you all later. Oh, bye, viewers.